Reform to Farcrats. Welcome back to the last place you want to be in this game. As you all know, without immunity, you must protect your life. And unfortunately, someone's game will be over tonight. QueenE, did you expect the tribes to be switched up this week?
No, not really. But it worked out fine. Just sad about the immunity challenge now.
Disappointment or just
Yeah.
any other feelings or emotions?
Just frustrated and disappointed, of course. Losing an immunity challenge always stings, so.
Alright. Suppy, how big of an impact does switching the tribe mates have on the different social and strategic aspects that you've developed up to this point in the game?
I think switching up the tribe mates early is a little bit difficult because any alliances that you did have existing prior to the switch up have all been changed. And you have to kind of get to know the new people and try and figure out what your plan is going to be and kind of change your entire game plan. So it is a little bit difficult, but yeah.
All right. Kaitlyn, you were formerly part of the League of Friendship with QueenE. How does it feel now to be competing against, Tubby and Tempo, who are players that you've grown alongside and survived tribal councils with?
It's fun. They're no threat.
All right. So it seems like there's some different elements going on here. You're saying it's fun to compete against different allies and compete with your team now, but yet Suppy on the other hand saying that it's become a little more difficult to perhaps survive in this game. So MaSsan, how important are the old alliances in a game that's constantly changing, and how much trust can you place in one tribe mate that you've remained with to this point in the game not to vote you out tonight?
It's hard to put trust on because of the team switches and the mergers that might happen, might not. The couple players that I've been talking to, I am pretty faithful with, and those players, I think, I put a lot of faith on them, or trust on them. But besides that, it's really hard to. That's all I can say about that.
All right, well, hoping they're among you tonight. Kaitlyn, how did you feel about the reward that you guys received for this week's immunity challenge? And
I think it was kind of a weak reward compared to the other ones. We get a second chance at, if we lost, we got a second chance, which ended up happening. But it's still on equal footing. We don't have an actual advantage in the game as with past rewards. So I mean, it's interesting. I just hope that every time I'm on the team that loses the reward challenge, I hope they don't get that kind of in-game reward where I feel like it makes it easier to win overall, and every time I win, I get the weaker reward, as long as that doesn't end up happening.
So yet another element of the game that's somewhat random to predict.
Yeah.
All right. QueenE, earlier in the actual Survivor game, you and Kaitlyn both agreed that custom games should be the focus of Immunity Challenge. How do you explain this week's result after an opportune situation with both a custom game and a second chance at redemption?
Well, this game was very peculiar because it was very randomized overall with the weapons and stuff, so it's pretty hard. Especially since you're not actually divided on two teams and everyone is one-on-one all the time. So when the weapons were random and you didn't really have teammates, it was really hard to actually strategize. So it made it more difficult, I gotta say. I didn't expect it. So yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
Another thing is when your weapons shot, it was just, there's no really skill in using the weapons. You just press space and then whoever passes you just dies. So it's not like there's any difference in skill level or anything that could make it so you could win. I think both challenges we had the best average times and we had the best drivers, but based on the little game statistics, and yet we still lost because only top 3 places got points. So that was quite annoying for us.
So it did look like we saw some of the same players coming in at the top. Do you think that no skill level kind of even playing field makes it even more fair in that sense?
I guess it's a double-edged sword in a way. Sure, it could give, if you're lucky, you will have the edge. If you're unlucky, you won't have the edge. So it's random, I'd say. could go both ways.
Okay. You know, Suppy, you're pretty confident that the team would pull through tonight. And, you know, you haven't gotten the 5-0 that you promised at the beginning of the game, and you just suffered your first loss in a challenge that you've competed in this season. Are you feeling disappointed with the result tonight and the results thus far?
I'm not really disappointed in our team because I felt like our team played well under the circumstances. I think we lost mostly due to the challenge, just not really, I don't know, being something that could differentiate skills, like I said. I do think we are the stronger team, both in competitive play, like melee games, and in custom games. So I'm just a little bit angry about the challenge, which I felt was, like everybody else already said, pretty random.
All right, so well, hopefully you've got the team after tonight when someone's going to be going home to continue to compete and perform. So last question would be for MaSsan. How do you feel about your chances tonight with the vote?
Let's say I think I know who's gonna get voted out, so maybe I don't know. Like I'm pretty comfortable that I'm familiar with a few people here, so I'm comfortable in my chances. But we'll see what actually happens, and things might happen differently. So we'll see.
All right, with that, it's time to vote.
I'm sorry.
Sorry we have to vote you. Thought you were a very, very strong player. Good competitive 1v1 and also very strong in custom games, but we did have an alliance that we are going to be sticking to, and I think it's really sad that we had to vote you out because I do think you're a really nice person, and it was a pleasure being on a team with you, but unfortunately you will have to go.
I'm sorry. I really am. This was a really tough decision, and it sucks. It really sucks.
I know we talked a lot, and I'm really, really sorry it has to come down to this. I was really hoping that we will win this reward immunity challenge, but we didn't, so this is my vote. Goodbye.
After each vote is read, the decision is final. The person with the most votes will leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote. QueenE. Second vote. Kaitlyn. 1 vote QueenE, 1 vote Kaitlyn. 2 votes left. Third vote. QueenE. 2 votes QueenE, 1 vote Kaitlyn, 1 vote left. The third player voted out of Starcraft 2 survivors. QueenE.
I'm sorry, Queenie.
Oh, I feel
Alright.
so bad.
QueenE, your game is over. Your tribe has spoken.
Do you know what happens to a frog when it gets hit by lightning? Same thing that happens to other stuff.
A lot of fun getting to know everyone, so I'm not sad at all that I had to go. I'll be voting or hoping that all of you will get as far as possible. I hope you will do really well. And if you want to follow me, you can do so on MYIQueenE on Twitter. My stream is Twitch TV/TETZUI Tetsui. Also, a huge shout out to my team MyInsanity and their sponsors Bison Drink Energy and Esport Clothing.